He told me a long time ago that what happens to you is not for you, but it's for you to reach back and help those to get through what you've gone through.
That old adage would prove true in ways Terrance Pope could have never imagined. Born in Detroit and raised in the 3rd Street neighborhood on the west side, a young Terrance was drawn to the street life that seemed to surround him.
We started on this block, 12, 13-year-old kids running up and down the block to Hazelwood and 3rd, standing with the dope boys, selling drugs, to stealing cars, to breaking B&Es, breaking the entries.
It was full throttle from there, with Terrance and his friends formalizing their allegiance to the neighborhood with ink.
So I got this tattoo when I was 15 years old. We talked about it growing up. You know, we the 3rd Street boys under the OGs, but this kind of officialized it.
All that fast living came to a screeching halt April 29, 2011, during a stop at this liquor store on Woodward and Kenilworth.
I'm walking to the store, high off ecstasy and pills. I just had lost my mom 4 months ago. I was going through a lot mentally. I was depressed, I was stressed out, and I was angry.
Terrance's investment in a decades-old beef between crews from 3rd Street and the North End neighborhood paid him in blood.
I don't know why it happened. I don't know why we were beefing. It was just something that we adopted growing up.
Terrance spotted a rival from the North End and forcefully bumped into him.
When I bumped the guy, he threw his hands up as if as an act of surrender. Me still trying to be the bully and not letting my pride go and pursuing it, I walked out of the store. And when I came out of the store, I opened the door. The guys were standing right here. He said these exact words. He said, "Surprise," and pulled out a gun.
At just 21 years old, Terrance was shot 3 times in the leg and 4 times in the back.
I remember opening my eyes and just seeing the lights as they was pushing me to the back. And I was in a coma for almost 6 to 7 days.
Terrance woke up on his mother's birthday and knew immediately something was horribly wrong.
The second thing that I thought was, I can't feel my legs. Will I be able to walk again?
At least one of the 4 rounds that struck Terrance's back hit his spinal cord, paralyzing him from the waist down.
There was many a nights in the hospital where I was just like, I'm gonna end it. I was trying to give myself that courage to kill myself, but I just couldn't build enough courage to do it.
But in the weeks that followed, Terrance would find something to live for, and it all started with a visit from a local pastor.
And I told him, I was like, listen, sir, I respect you, but I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the whole white Jesus thing. And so he told me one thing that stuck with me forever. He said, sometimes God will put you on your back so you can look up.
And Terrance did, converting to Christianity, linking up with the urban men's ministry Bomb Squad before launching Transition 7L3C, where he mentors teens and young men to get them off of the path that led him to death's doorstep.
The idea was not having anybody coming up. My father was in prison when I was 9 years old. He went to prison for 11 years. My oldest brother was in and out of prison, and I knew that I was suffering. I want to be that mentor that I never had. You know, I want to be that person that speaks life into people in the times of their dark places that nobody did for me.
And as a result, some are seeing the light.
One in particular is a guy named Pernell. One in particular, he was in the streets. He had drinking habits. He had a drinking habit. He hung out with his homeboys. He was doing things he shouldn't have done. And so I began to work with him. He began to come to my groups. He's like my second man now. And I mean, he's grown like crazy. He's becoming a man. I see him, just talked to him the other day and told him that I see that you're becoming a man that you knew that you can be.
And that makes 2 of them. Terrance was a young dad when he was running the streets in Detroit. Now he's raising his teenage son alongside his wife, Ayanna.
I'm not going to say I never thought that I can have a wife or be a dad. I just never thought I could be the dad and husband that I am today.
Terrance now sharing his turnaround story in a self-published book, Sitting Down is the Tallest I Ever Stood.
When you see the from MOB, that's short for mobster, gangster. The MOG is man of God. When I was able-bodied on my feet, there were things that I wouldn't dare do. I wouldn't dare go to the gym. I wouldn't dare go to school. I wouldn't dare sit down and read a book, educate myself. I wouldn't dare reach out to other men and pull them out the streets, right? And so the things that I'm doing now in a wheelchair, I wouldn't dare to do it on my feet.
His message to the young men engrossed in the street life he left behind:
the dream that the streets feed us, that's all it is. It's a dream. It's a false reality. It's not real. That they don't tell you about the parents who are crying at the funerals. They don't tell you about the kids who are out here with no dad because their dad has made a bad decision. I would say that you have a purpose. I would say that you are loved. I would say that that you don't have to choose this lifestyle.
In Detroit, I'm Randy Wembley, Fox 2 News.